Hi, welcome back to Stephanie's Rock Show. We have Rudy Sarzo on our show. Thank you very much for coming. Amazing. How are you? Thank you so much. Oh, so do you. You rock. And you worked with Ozzy, Dio, Whitesnake. I mean, Blue Oyster Cult. Tell us more about everyone you've worked with.
She forgot Quiet Riot.
Oh, how could I forget? Come on, feel the noise. My gosh, what are we thinking?
You were like not even a fetus then.
I know. I'm just such an 80s fan though, even though I'm so young. But so, do you have a favorite, or is it hard to pick?
They all have their own special elements about them that is very dear to my heart. You know, like with Ozzy, it was my first arena band. My first time, and I got to play with United Hills, both in the first version of Quiet Riot and in the Ozzy version of Quiet Riot. So that was very special.
Wow.
And with the Mental Health version of Quiet Riot, we were the first metal band to have a debut album that reached #1 in Billboard. So that was very special.
That's huge.
Yeah, very huge. In the old days of when you went to #1, you would actually have to sell 1 million copies. And our competition was Thriller and Synchronicity, all those big landmark records. You know, so that was quite an honor. Also, Whitesnake was an incredible band with incredible music, legacy, and players. Because by the time that the '87 album was released, Vivian Campbell, Adrian Vandenberg, Tommy Aldrich, and I joined Whitesnake to tour on that album. But by then, the band had about a 10-year legacy, releasing some incredible albums in Europe and Japan. And
already had a huge following.
Huge followings. But not established yet in the U.S. as we became established with the help of MTV and time.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite Whitesnake album?
To listen to? And to play. Actually, I love the '87 record, even though I didn't play on it, and I really like the Slip of the Song album. I was listening to it the other day, and I said, "Wow, this is a really cool record." Yeah.
That's the one with Cheap and Nasty.
Cheap and Nasty.
I love that song.
We love Cheap and Nasty. I'll tell you a story about Cheap and Nasty.
Tell me.
You know, we were.
That's your love song.
It's the Cheap and Nasty story. We were in Atlanta, and one of the guys from our crew, actually, it was Rudy Sarzo, legendary guitar tech for Van Halen. And while he was in Van Halen, his job was not only to take care of Eddie Van Halen's guitar, but also to put together the parties for Aftershock.
Yeah, that's important.
So he had a long a book filled with numbers that he could call. So we get to Atlanta, and he calls the owner of the Gold Club, which is a very gentleman's club.
That's rock stars and gentlemen's clubs go hand in hand.
It's absolutely. I've got stories, but anyways.
I bet you do.
Before I got married, let me make that clear. Okay,
of course.
My wife would be listening to this. So yeah, so we get to the Gold Club, to make a long story short, which is too late by now. But we get to the Gold Club, and everybody's having a great time, and we became really good friends with the owner. And he said, "Hey, listen, why don't you bring some of the girls tomorrow for the show?
Yeah.
When we perform Cheap and Nasty, we can have them come up on stage."
How fun!
But somebody forgot to tell Damon, our singer,
Uh-oh.
And so we are on stage, and all of a sudden the girls show up, and they're like gorgeous girls wearing barely anything, you know? And so David, at first he's startled and surprised what's going on, but then he gets into it, and it was the most fun we ever had on stage.
And it was a true reaction. He really didn't know that they were coming.
And we figured, you know, we gotta do this every night. Every city we go to, we're gonna have, you know,
hot strippers, Cheap and Nasty. Yes. Can you talk to us a little bit more about Dio and working with him?
Well, Ronnie, as everybody's aware, passed away about a couple of weeks ago, May 16th. And he's left a huge void in all of us that love him and worked with him, and had the privilege of sharing the stage with him, or being on stage with him.
Very amazing.
Incredible. I learned so much from him. And I miss him so much. I mean, I talked to friends of ours who were either band members or just friends, because he left a long list of people that what was amazing about Ronnie is that you can meet him today, 5 years from now, we're running to you,
That's
and then remember the
amazing.
people you were with and everything. He was incredible.
Wow.
Incredible storyteller. I learned so much from him about being a better human being, being a better musician, a better performer, everything. So, but we had plans as Dio. We were working on the follow-up to Magica 2 and 3. We were planning on going back on tour. As a matter of fact, we were 2 days away from leaving for the Dio UK European 2009 tour.
Wow.
When he was actually diagnosed with what they thought was stomach ulcer, because he wasn't diagnosed with cancer yet. Then further testing within the next couple of days. So around November 16th was our last rehearsal, and he sang beautifully up until the last note, and then that was it. And actually, he was doing so well. He was about 1 or 2 sessions of chemotherapy before he was going to get the green light. And then all of a sudden, it just took a turn.
I met him at the Golden God Awards for the VH1 Metal Show, and I was honored.
And I was hanging with him, and he looked so good.
He looked fine, yeah. That's what I was going to say, on the red carpet.
That was
You're a legend now. I think you're huge. You're like, I'm sorry.
But you know what? Well, no, because I like to put everything into perspective. You know, all we ever do is pass it along. You know, before we become musicians, we're actually fans. And I'm a fan first.
You never forgot that you were a fan.
That's why I do it.
Yeah. I've only heard the sweetest things about you too. That you're so genuine and nice to everyone in the industry. It's like, no, that's great. Well, you know, some people get famous and it goes to their head.
What does that? Well, that's their problem.
Yeah.
That's their journey. You know, every picture tells a story. You know, you got
like Rod Stewart.
Yeah. You know, it's TV, television, it's so different mediums, but the bottom line is that we as human beings, they need to share stories. We need to communicate.
I think it's healthy.
It's at the very core of what we're all about. Look at the internet. People on Facebook. I know more about people that I've never met in my
I know,
whole life.
Facebook, you tell everything. It's like
More than I should know. I don't want to know this stuff. But it's there, and they send you messages telling you before you know it. It's too late because you're like,
you know their life story.
Now you know it. You know, and it's like, but it's the human need. We need to communicate, and it dates back to the cavemen. One of my favorite pieces of art is the cave drawing of the little stick guy who chases a buffalo with like lances.
The spear or something. Yeah.
It's as rustic as it gets, but it gets the message across.
Yeah, that's what they were doing. They wanted other people to see it and understand it.
Yeah. And that imagery has stood thousands of years.
Wow.
It's been there since, you know, the cave.
Tons and tons, yeah.
Yeah.
Way back.
Way back. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. Do you have a website that my listeners can check more out?
RudySarzo.com. Also Facebook. Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp. I also have a book.
Wow. Tell us
Off
more
the
about your
Rails.
book.
The name of the book is Off the Rails.
Off the Rails.
And it's the only place to find it is autographed. It's on my website, RudySarzo.com. But you can also get it at Barnes & Nobles or Amazon or whatever.
But you can get it autographed on your website.
Yeah.
We'll check it out.
Off
Put a
the
link down
Rails.
below.
It's about, it answers one question. What was it like to play with Randy Rhoads?
Wow.
That's what the book is about.
I love it. Well, thank you very much for coming on 70s Rock Show on Playboy Radio, and I wish you all the best. That was Rudy Sarzo on Stephanie's Rock Show. If you like what you see, then check out more at www.stephaniesrockshow.com.